Next, we will start crocheting the zipper section of this bag. We need to crochet 2 pieces. Finally, sew the zipper onto the 2 pieces. Next, we need to crochet using double strands of yarn. First, yarn over downward with the hook to form a loop on the hook. Next, yarn over again and pull through the loop. Now we need to do 10 chain stitches.
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8,
9,
10.
Each V-shape represents 1 chain stitch. After completing 10 chain stitches, insert the hook into the middle of the 9th V-shape and do a single crochet. The first single crochet is completed. Next, insert the hook into the middle of the 8th V-shape and do a single crochet. Now insert the hook into the middle of the 7th V-shape and do a single crochet. Pay attention that the 10th V-shape does not need to be crocheted. So for this row, we need to crochet a total of 9 single crochet stitches. Make sure to insert the hook into the middle of the V-shapes for the single crochets. You can crochet the remaining single crochets on your own. After completing 9 single crochets, we need to make 1 chain stitch. Next, turn the piece over and continue crocheting. In this row, insert the hook under the V-shapes to do single crochets.
1, 2,
3. We still need to crochet 9 single crochets in this row. 4, 5, 6,
7. 8. 9.
Next, we make one turning chain. Then, turn the piece over and continue crocheting. We can see the 9 single crochets from the previous row forming 9 V-shapes. Next, we need to crochet on these 9 V-shapes. Insert the hook under the V-shapes and do single crochets. You can try crocheting the 9 single crochets in this row on your own. After completing the 9 single crochets in each row, make one turning chain. Then turn the piece over and continue crocheting. Similarly, crochet 9 single crochets in this row. Insert the hook under the V-shapes and crochet. You will notice the piece became longer as you crochet. The method for each row is the same. Continue crocheting the piece until it is 22 centimeters tall. Crochet 9 single crochets in each row. After completing 9 single crochets in a row, make one chain stitch. You can complete the remaining part on your own. After finishing the last row, make one chain stitch. This completes the first piece. We need to crochet 2 identical pieces. Finally, pull the loop larger and cut off the excess thread. Now we need to hide the thread. Insert the hook from the back of the piece to bring out the thread. Next, insert the hook from any position on the back of the piece and hide the thread inside. You can crochet a few more stitches to secure the thread. Finally, cut off the excess thread. You can either hide this thread or burn it with a lighter. Complete the second piece on your own. After finishing the two pieces, sew the zipper onto them. The pieces have no front or back, so you can sew on either side. Start sewing from the bottom of the zipper. Next, take out the steel needle from the materials kit. Pass the sewing needle through the zipper and the piece to pull out the thread. Insert the sewing needle under the stitches of the piece to sew. There are no special techniques for sewing. Just pull the thread tight. Sew one stitch under each stitch. Sew back and forth as shown in the video. Remember to insert the needle under the stitches. After finishing the first piece, sew the second piece onto the zipper using the same method. Pass the sewing needle through the zipper and the piece to sew. Sewing is very simple. You can complete it on your own. This is what the zipper sewn onto the pieces looks like. Next, sew the zipper section onto the top of the bag. First, fix the piece in place. Sew it in the middle of the bag. You can use markers to secure the piece first. Insert the sewing needle under the V-shapes of top row and the piece to sew. The sewing method is the same. Insert the sewing needle under each stitch to sew. Remember to pull the thread tight when sewing. You can sew the remaining parts on your own following this method. After finishing this edge, cut off the excess thread. Next, use the crochet hook to hide the thread. You can hide the thread inside the bag. Insert the hook from any position inside the piece to hide the thread. This piece is now sewn. Finally, sew the other piece in the same way.